It's time for the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D, let's go. Wrestling week. Yes.
Oh, God. This guy can't even take it right now. My name is Neil Rule. That guy's D-Mac, Darren McCarty, four-time Stanley Cup champion. We got KG in the house. KG, what's really good?
What's really good is D-Mac's excitement, man.
If
I can get D-Mac excited, then you know I did a good thing.
Nah, no doubt about it. Spencer Raxter in the building.
Hello.
Yes, as D-Mac said, we got a action-packed show today. Joe Hendry will join us of TNA Wrestling.
Say his name and he will appear.
Yes.
Let's go. I believe in Joe Hendry.
clap. Hey.
There we go.
Yes. They'll be at the Wayne State Fieldhouse this weekend. Bound for Glory, the pay-per-view event for Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. So Joe Hendry will stop by. We're lined up. Special guest tomorrow along that ilk, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe even bigger.
The Hardy Boys, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And Jeff.
Absolutely. So we have that. The Pistons, they're getting things going. Their executive vice president for basketball operations will join us coming up in about 10 to 12 minutes. That is Michael Blackstone. So we'll talk Detroit Pistons, let you know everything that is going on in and around that. They open the season tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers at LCA. So it's going to be a good time down there. They got the T-shirt giveaway going, everything like that. The Pix Mob light-up bracelets will be in full effect also. So, again, it'll be hype down there. The Pistons do put on a good show.
Damn
man.
right.
It'll be so hype. I'm even going down.
D-Mac will be in the building.
I will be in the building. We're getting this season started off right. So how can you not be excited?
No doubt about that. And so we'll get into that with Michael Blackstone. Obviously, the thing that we do have to get into, the Jameson Williams thing, facing a 2-game suspension for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substances policy. Substances policy. See, this whole Jameson Williams thing, D-Mac, it's a lot like before. Remember when I was talking about the underground Jared Goff thing? Everybody will be nice to your face about it, but you know that they're in their ways.
Oh, yeah.
And we're seeing another example of that with the Jameson Williams thing. I can't even imagine what Woodward's mentions are like, but my mentions on it. Bada bing, bada boom told me on Twitter. It sounds like it was Strawberry Pez, the most potent of all the Pez. So maybe it is that. But here, like one of the tweets I got, I was told he grew up over the offseason and was on board with the Holmes-Campbell program. We need this kid to be what I think he is. Guess what? I'll have to wait again.
That's ridiculous, man. For one, it's only 2 games, and it's not a character thing. I don't know why people are just hopping on that and just running with it.
Because that's what they want it to be.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, let's just say what it is,
right.
everybody.
Say what you want to say.
Whatever your narrative is,
Bingo.
Go ahead and fill it. So, from my experience, right, the 2-game is sort of one of these, like, you knew better, but it's not a heinous thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's something like a irresponsible thing. And you're right to the fact of is it more of the immaturity, maybe along those lines, but I don't think it's like the maliciousness.
Correct.
But it's a narrative filler. Go ahead. You know, whatever you want. If you're a JMO hater and whatever this, go lay on that. I know what I see when he's on the field,
right,
what he means to this team, and hopefully what I expect is you're going to make mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes. We've seen this a couple times, but can you come back and be an integral part with the boy? Because you know what?
And you have no evidence to think that he won't be.
You've made yourself, right? You've adhered to the herd, and the herd has taken you in, and now, you know what? You did something dumb, right? So you don't think that they're going to police this and the guys in the locker room and the disappointment? Because what does it come down to? What are we seeing? every week we're seeing, right, to a man that this guy beside me is more important to me than I am to myself. Let's sacrifice for the W. Well, this is out of character and a little bit of a mistake as far as the culture goes, but it can be improved. It happens along the way to everything else. To me, the 2 games and whatever shows that it's just one of those things.
Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there, get your thoughts on there. Awesome, Travis. Is the NFL going to change their rules again and shorten JMO's suspension? Tabitha Gable, what substance? We have not found that information out yet. We do know it is a performance-enhancing substance, not a drug. Thus, the 2 games. It could range from Adderall, if you have ADHD.
It's probably a prescription.
Yep.
And this happens a lot, right? Where you get a prescription and it's for whatever, there's an ingredient that is on the list.
It could be energy drinks.
It could be something.
Protein powder, stuff like that. That's why it is a performance-enhancing substance.
Just wait to hear what it is. If it is something heinous, which I don't think it is because it would have been a lot more.
Yeah. Pete, well, here, this could be it. I think Pete Smith has it. You asked for about the heinous stuff. Pete Smith says banana Starburst. Now, that would be heinous. And he should be banned for life if he was eating banana Starburst.
Of course.
Yeah, you know what just clicked on me?
Candy corn?
What if it was candy corn?
Oh, no.
Then we have to trade him immediately.
No.
If it was candy corn, he deserves it. And hopefully this 2 games.
Learn your lesson, J-Mo.
But here's the thing, right? What happens with good teams? Who are our next 2 games? I know we got
Tennessee Titans at the Green Bay Packers.
So that's the one that's going to hurt, right? Where you would think more. I don't think against the Tennessee as much, and they both will hurt. But again, let's just wait and see, because more information will come out.
And somebody got at me on social media too and said, I bet you don't want to talk about this because you're a JMO Slappy. All right, you guys want me to break this down, and I bet you didn't hear this anywhere else in town, and you won't either. And DMAC, I'll be going to you in a second on this. All right. Because here's the deal, everybody. It doesn't matter. It's 2 games and it's over. And you guys might want to, whatever your talking point is, you might want to make a big deal about it. But guess where it's not a big deal? And I know you're going to run and say, well, Neil, it is a big deal. Guess where it's not? In that locker room.
Yeah.
Guess what happened on Sunday, everybody? They gave you yet another example of how they are unbreakable. All right? J-Mo will be gone for 2 games. That's it. Having been around teams and travel with teams and being in locker rooms and stuff like that, here's what we don't understand from time to time. And I know because I didn't understand it until I was in locker rooms and around teams. And I'm gonna reach out into my network and see if I have access to anybody immediately that has been on teams and is in locker rooms and stuff like that. I'll get back to that in a second, though. Here's the deal. It doesn't matter. He's going to sit out the 2 games, and the show goes on, and things keep pushing. And guess who won't care? Guess who won't care? The guys in that locker room. Will they miss him? Sure, they'll miss him. But guess what? The show goes on. And whether it was an oversight, immaturity, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. He'll serve his 2 games. He'll go back to making plays, and that's all that matters. So, DMAC, I go to you. Am I off base with this? Does the locker room will miss him? But in the end, they do not care because they play Tennessee on Sunday, and the objective is to win.
100% to what you're saying, to move forward. And how do you think it's being handled? And you'll never hear it coming out unless you're friends with somebody and they let it slip. But do you not think that there's a little bit of a big brother, little brothers going on throughout this because of means to the end? They don't just take it in the locker room, right? You got to be accountable and responsible and understand that this next step here is this can't happen again. We'll pick your slack up, but you better know that, you know what, you owe us in this locker room, right? That's what it is. But it's not a bailout thing. It's whatever else. They will galvanize to it. Be just like he's gone down for an injury, right? Except that in that locker room, he knows he's responsible. So
he owes.
I like Jameson Williams when he thinks he has to prove something to his teammates, not to anybody else, but show that he's part of it. So again, the evolution of maturity.
Andrew says, I wonder if JMO's usage was down because the team already knew the suspension was coming down. Nope.
Why wouldn't you overuse them then? That doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it doesn't.
If I know the
doesn't make sense.
suspension's coming down, then I'm going to throw him the ball 27 times because he's not playing the next 2 weeks.
Here's the other angle of it, too. But he had a catch for -4 yards. I think that was a stat line, right? In a road game that they won in division against an undefeated team. See, here's the deal with that, everybody. Guess who was the first guy to throw blocks on runs? The broadcast crew isolated it.
Big, give him a ding because he nailed it. Where they're going to miss Jamison Williams, yes, as far as the deep threat, and we know the speed and stuff like this, but he's engaged in every play that he has to block. And that's what all these wide receivers can do. So I guess, next man is this. Oh, flannel. I smell a Tom Kennedy coffee coming, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Tom Kennedy touchdown for a coffee. Let's go.
No, but D-Mac, am I warm with that?
Yes, absolutely.
When he comes back, he served his suspension. It's business as usual, other than the point of, you owe us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fans are going to get their feelings.
That's what it is.
Especially fans with narratives that never like the guy to start, and it's your opportunity to jump back on that train. But guess who does like him? Guys in the locker room like him.
Yep. But again,
that's all
everything we're talking about Jamison Williams, right, is more maturity than it is what we say is play on the field or anything like that, right? So this is the growth for this kid. Some guys have to grow on the field. Some guys have to grow off the field. That's just facts in every league.
That's it, man.
That's it.
It is. I know that everyone's shocked, and if you want to sell fear and stuff like that, and you want to get behind a microphone and be like, oh, my God, I can't believe this. What? This kid again, second time suspension. You got to wonder, hey, man, this is how professional sports works. And guess who gets extra leeway in this? Guys that make plays. This isn't Quintez Cephas doing it, where you just ship him out of town after it's over. It's Jamison Williams. He's a good football player. So it's different. It's different, D-Mac. Is it or is it not?
As far as different than what?
It's different. It's Jamison Williams. He makes plays.
Oh, right, exactly.
There's different
on the field. That's something like this. They know that they need him also. But he can make this mistake once, right? Because and can we let's find out what it was and how it was? We will find out eventually. Correct.
Correct.
So, to me, it's just the 2 games and it's in the middle of the year. But he's got to live with it that he let down his teammates by not being available.
And he's talked about that.
Yes.
He's publicly talked about that already. See, Hallie boy, LOL, what gave it away? His one catch for -4 yards last. See, dude, KG.
Yeah, it's bad. It's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, man. Andrew Schmidt. But Neil, what about my fantasy football team with J-Mo on the bench? Yeah, what about it?
Yep. Find another receiver for 2 games.
Fantasy football coach.
When he's
on the
pick
bench,
up Tim
not
Patrick.
playing. Way to go.
There you go.
or Khalif Raymond.
Yeah, they're chilling on waivers for sure.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Woodward Sports chat thread. Thomas Perry. I love Neil's over-the-top exaggeration. Soap opera man. D-Mac, what was I wrong about? You were in locker rooms. What was I wrong about?
No, I mean, guys are upset, but it's we're moving on.
Fans are upset.
Fans are upset. Yeah.
Guys in the locker room are not upset.
Well, they're disappointed.
They're disappointed.
Yeah, but now we move on.
That's it. That's how this league works, everybody. Every league is like that. And he makes plays. I love it. I love it because the people like that, well, one catch for -4 yards last week. I love that the people are like that, man. He affects winning in games. He does. So that's it. Let's do this and let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Michael Blackstone, Executive Vice President for Basketball Ops for the Detroit Pistons. And D-Mac, tell them about Salvation Army.
Absolutely. Have you ever thought about volunteering but don't know where to start? Start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Visit registertoring.com to sign up for shifts. You'll have an option to choose a 2-hour session at a physical Red Kettle site or participate in a virtual bell ringing shift to raise funds from the comfort of your own home. Virtual bell ringers can sign up and begin fundraising anytime. Traditional bell ringing begins Friday, November 7th. It's coming up and runs through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sundays. To sign up for volunteer shifts, visit registertoring.com.
And what about New Holland Brew or Caesar Sportsbook? Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. And guys, they're running a great deal right now. If you sign up with Caesar Sportsbook, scan the QR code on the screen. Use the code Woodward1000. You'll make your first deposit, and your first bet, if you lose it, will be credited back as a bonus bet. That's right. It's like a free spin at it, everybody. all the way up to $1,000 on your first bet. You can get it back as a bonus bet by using promo code Woodward1000. NBA season's getting ready to go. We're right in the middle of football. You want to be a part of the action. Caesar Sportsbook is the move. The app is clean. The live betting stuff, it's immaculate on there. It's easy to navigate, visually appealing, all of it. Guys, it's Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Neil Rule here for our injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce. His appearances, come courtesy of Amon-Ra of Southfield. He'll join us coming up in the second hour today. He's with Ermanni and Edwards on Thursdays. We talk about the breaking sports injury news. He gives you some tips on us being weekend warriors as well. Dr. Pierce will join us coming up in the second hour on Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. His appearance powered by Michigan Sports and Spine Center and Amon-Ra of Southfield. All right, right now, as promised, back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, happy to have you with us. And the Pistons get things rolling tomorrow for real. That is right, the Indiana Pacers in town. Tons of cool events going on down at Little Caesars Arena. The Pistons put on a show, everybody, as we know, down there at LCA for opening day. And to discuss that and all the Piston stuff with us, we welcome in on the phone the Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations, Michael Blackstone, is our guest. And Michael, appreciate your time, and we're just about ready to rock for real, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Good to be with you, Neil and Darren. Appreciate you having me on.
Good morning, Mike. Thank you very much. Right out of the rip, I got to ask, because this Pistons team in preseason, at least what you've put together, has looked a lot different than what it ended with the season. How were you and Trajan able to build this roster in such short order?
A lot of behind-the-scenes work as part of it. Our goal was to try and help our young guys with some vet experience to help them grow as we go through the process of getting this back to where it needs to be. So that was a huge push for us in the off season, this past off season.
Michael Blackstone, our guest here from the Detroit Pistons, the Executive Vice President of Basketball Ops. So, Michael, I guess my question would be, what were some of the priorities with the pieces you did have in place? Like you talked about vets that you added, and we'll talk more about them coming up in just a couple of minutes. But what were some of the priorities for this core of the Pistons? You know, with Cade and Jaden Ivey, Jalen Durham, what were you guys looking at improving?
So we know, we have talented guys on the roster, and as we came in here new from New Orleans and just evaluating what was here, we knew it existed, and we were talking through, well, what do we need to get this back on track from what it had been last year? And the thought process was, it's really helpful. We've been through this before with other teams. When you have a roster as young as ours, it's incredibly helpful to have vets with experience that have been doing this for a while, who've played in winning situations, who have been through hard times themselves, to help the young guys not only grow and learn how to actually win at a high level, but also how to weather some of the storm of what happens when you hit tough times during the season. So that was a huge priority of ours. And then number two, I would tell you, was being able to create more space on the floor for our guys to operate. So those two in combination was a big priority of what we were trying to do this offseason.
Michael, as you looked at how the preseason played out, because you mentioned it, and you talked about a priority spacing on the floor. I think certainly we saw that in the preseason. Cade Cunningham seems to like the area to work in, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cade, and I think all guys,
right.
You know, the more space you have, the more freedom you have, the more the ball can move, the better the offense can run, the more plays you can make, all of that. So just space in general was really important. And yes, to answer your question, yes, absolutely. You could see not only Cade, but other guys trying to unlock some of their skill sets when they have that kind of space.
Michael, I wanted to ask, because you mentioned obviously the youth of this team and sort of, you know, the young and stuff like this, but why was it so important? It's becoming right through the TV when I watch the game that JB Bickerstaff and the experience that he has is such the right guy to coach this group. What was it that you and Trajan, like, why was JB, in your opinion, the right guy, and why are we seeing what we're seeing right now, especially in the defensive end of the court?
Yeah, so we obviously were put in a situation that we had to do a coaching search here in a limited time, which was that in itself was fine. But as we were going through the process, it was tough. I mean, we had some very qualified candidates that came in and we spent a lot of time with, and it became clear pretty early on when we started having these conversations that JB was the guy. And to answer your question, his temperament, his love of the game, his history with the game, what he did in Cleveland, what this place went through last year, we just got the feeling his partnership that he was going to have with us in the front office, his impact on the players and their psyche and unlocking their skill sets. We just had a very, very strong belief that he was the right guy and is the right guy for this team at this time. And we could not be happier with the partnership and what he's done so far. I mean, we obviously have a lot of work to do still with the franchise, but what we've seen this summer and in preseason and just getting the guys where they need to be is just been nothing short of spectacular.
Michael Blackstone, our guest, the Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations for the Detroit Pistons. The regular season starts tomorrow, 7 p.m., Little Caesars Arena. They'll have the T-shirt giveaway as well. All the fans will receive a Pix Mob light-up bracelet that will activate in tandem with the opening night light show and throughout the game as well. It's going to be a hype atmosphere. Again, you can go to Pistons.com, get your tickets, and be a part of everything going on. But, Michael, you brought up the vets, and something as I had the opportunity to be around the team in the preseason, certainly calling the games on the radio and on the road. Tobias Harris, man, was this about as easy as a call as it gets, bringing him in? Because this guy, and Michael, because I've seen it in practice, the way he eats, the way he moves around the team, the leadership role he takes at practice, was that about as easy as it got for you guys as a management team?
Yeah, it's never easy. I would never say it's easy, but you have a guy who's a true professional, has been doing this at a very high level for a long time in the league, and was interested in doing this again here with us. So was it easy? No. Did it make a ton of sense? Absolutely. And we couldn't be happier with what he brings to the table for this team, along with the other vets that we acquired in different ways. I mean, they're just extremely helpful with their experience level and their professionalism in terms of what we need. So yeah, we're ecstatic about having Tobias and the rest of them here.
So for opening night tomorrow night, I'm excited because I'll be down there and stuff like this. And you guys always, Neil said, throw a party. It's such a great vibe and atmosphere. But this is like all this hard work that yourself and Trajan and the front office has put into this team in such a short period of time. What is it, Michael? Like when you sit down and watch this, what do you want the fans to see out of this team that maybe we haven't seen in the last, the last while? Because you definitely have the youth talent and getting them to play together. But what do you want? Because you're the one that's put in all the work to bring us this team and this version.
Yeah. Just clarify one thing you said, and I know how you meant it. There's a lot of people that have been putting in a lot of work behind the scenes. Trades did an amazing job at bringing in, the pieces to the front office and the people that are here. No, I completely understand what you're saying. And what I want to see is, I can't say and claim that I watched all the Detroit games last year. Obviously, we had our own team that we were working through last year. But what I can tell you, what we're trying to look for is, we expect our guys to play hard and bring a sense of professionalism and effort every single night. You're not going to win them all. Some of them are going to be really difficult. But we've got to come for the fans. We've got to bring an effort to do the very best we can in every single game. And the second thing that I would tell you is, overall, the course of the season, we have to get better every single day. We're going to make mistakes. The team is young. We're going to have to figure out how to come together. But we've got to see improvement every single day. We don't want to make the same mistakes multiple times. It's fine. We can make mistakes. Just try not to make the same mistake again. But it's really like, we have got to show improvement. And it's not just the wins and losses. Of course we want to improve the wins and losses, but we've got to come together. We've got to actually be more effective on defense. We have to be more effective on offense. We just have to show the fans that we're working on improving the team overall. And our strong belief is, if we show them that, if we show the work and demonstrate the work that's being put in, the fans will understand what has to happen next.
Well, Michael, no doubt about it. We saw that in the preseason, and I know Pistons fans certainly looking forward to that continuing into the regular season as well. Appreciate you taking a couple minutes. I know you guys are getting ready to rock and roll tomorrow with the Pacers in town. Well, Michael, thanks for the time, my friend. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Michael.
Of course. Thanks for having me, guys. We're excited. We'll see you tomorrow.
There he is, Michael Blackstone, everybody, the Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations. Make sure you get out there to Little Caesars Arena tomorrow. The Pacers in town. Skilla Baby will make a guest appearance on the Pistons Rev Up moment. And Grace West, runner-up of Season 23 of The Voice and Michigan native, will sing the national anthem. So make sure you get down there. The T-shirt game, all of it is going to be going on. And D-Mac, again, you look, there's differences, man. I can tell you that on the floor, off the floor, there are differences. That's a fact.
And you know what? There's also, too, when you listen to, and sometimes, obviously, there's an agenda listening to upper management and stuff, but you can feel it, right? Where Mike, and I like it, too, because Michael came from a different organization, right? So he's got new eyes on this and help put it together. And that's, like he said, it takes a whole bunch of people to do it the right way, but it seems like they have the right people in charge, and that's what you want to hear. Isn't that Detroit sports? Exactly what he said, what they want: professionalism, effort every night, and showing improvements. And the one thing that I take away, Neil, and we got to see it on the floor, is that the right guys in place at the top so filters down. We've seen it, we've watched it, the way the lines have done it. We're waiting for the Red Wings and getting there like that, but it's just, there's direction, there's a plan. You don't get the professionalism, make it easy like that. We laugh when he's talking about how easy was Tobias here. It didn't make sense, right? No, you get that when you have respect and looked into. So hopefully this is just a start for this team.
I'll double down on what I said earlier. We saw what we saw with Jaden Ivey. JB Bickerstaff, man, he's that dude. I'm telling you guys, man, like, they rock with them. Well, the team rocks with them.
3 words that I really heard on it, like why was he the right guy, right? Temperament for this youth of this team, the ebbs and floats, the history that he has, and the love of the game. That's all you want, a guy in there, because he's going to be a teacher too, but he's also has seen these situations in Cleveland before with a younger team. So you can really understand why it will work out.
And like, JB Bickerstaff, great coach. I'm excited for him for sure. I feel like for this team, it's also a little bit of like glass of water in the middle of the desert kind of thing, coming off of Monty's terrorist reign.
100%.
To now a head coach that cares about you, wants to win, wants to be here, is teaching you, actually coaching you up. Like, it probably is so great for them to experience.
Well, and the bottom line, in and above that, Spenny, his resume says when he shows up on the scene, you get better defensively.
Yep.
That's not what I think. It's what I know. He had the Cavs were the best team in the league in points against. Yeah. The best. In a half season or whatever that number was, he took over the Grizzlies. They went from 13th to 3rd. Like, that's not magic, man. Like, that's there on the paper. So, again, and does D-Mac, just going back to it, and again, this is just my interpretation of dealing with him, does it the right way.
Yep.
Understands how everything works, understands people. And I was the first to say this. Like, until I dug into it, I was not all the way familiar with his game to go Shaq on everybody right there. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you look at the resume and you look at what he's done to teams when he showed up, man, like, it's undeniable. DNC, ENT, I literally can't wait, man. No, I know. There is a juice, and someone in the chat earlier asked about it. They said, I kind of love the way that there's this youth movement in Detroit sports right now. And Caden Ivey and Jalen Duren are part of that. They are a part of that. And make no mistake, too, Cade saw everything that was going on with the Tigers and everything that was going on. He wants a piece of that, man.
No,
there's no doubt in my mind.
He wants it here. And don't you, Neil, like, to me, it just sort of clicked in is that, yes, but this Pistons team sort of coming into the season has that sort of Tigers free roll, but we got something there.
Correct.
We got to pay attention. So, but the fact you nailed it, right? When you're leader, when you know who your alpha dog
unequivocal.
is. Unequivocal.
Yep.
Sees what's going around and wants to be a part of it and wants his guys to be a part of it too. I love it.
No, and it's time for Cade to to get his flowers across the league and stuff like that, and he will. He will. He'll continue to evolve, man.
All-star season loading.
Spenny, there it is right there. Spenny standing on business. Spenny's got the over 35.5 locked and loaded.
I do, and I think Cade's around 27, 8.5, and 5 this year.
He can make the All-Star this year.
I think you will.
Here's the one thing, and I wanted to ask you guys before we go to commercial, right? JB Bickerstaff being your coach and the way that this team, does Cade get more calls this year because of it? Is the
Cade's gonna,
is the
from
respect,
what I saw,
the respect, like it's about time that he starts getting the calls that he has.
Well, he's added that element more to his game.
Okay.
Like on when he's defended, when a player extends, he's gonna rip right away, and you have to call it. Like all the great scorers have done that. That's how James Harden made a living at the free throw line. He's added elements to the game. They're low key. It's not just like something you're going to notice. And you're right, Spenny. It could be an all-star season loaded.
I really think it is. I mean, you look at the guards in the East, and there are guys that he can slip in front of. These guys we see every year. Last year it was Tyrese Maxey and Tyrese Halliburton. You got new guards that come in the East, and he's going to have a better season than guys like Trey Young. He's going to have a better season than guys like even Donovan Mitchell on the Cavs, statistic wise. So I could see him this year around 27, 8.5, and 5, and then a steal, because I really think he's going to be damn good this season. He's going to be very efficient.
Somebody in the chat, and the messages were flying through too fast, said, can you ask him about Asar Thompson? There's nothing new to report there.
Yeah.
He's going through the league and the player union protocols and stuff like that, so he's efforting to make his way back. So, anything that I would have asked would have been redundant anyway to what we already knew. So that was why I appreciate you tapping in, though, for the interview. Big shout-out to the Pistons organization as well. Kevin Grigg for getting that set up, man. The people are excited, and hope to see everybody out. See everybody out at LCA tomorrow night. Let's do this, and I know we're late for the break, but, hey, man.
Yeah.
NBA season's getting rolling. Talking about Lady Jane's, D-Mac.
Exciting. Walk in, any Lady Jane's haircuts for men's open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, enjoy $20 haircut special. Scalp massage, hot lather, neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's haircuts spread open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
And let me tell you guys about 1800 Tequila. It's the official tequila of the Woodward Sports live watch party and post-game show. You can come out live at Hayes Social every week. This week, we're going to have the 1,800 girls in the house at Hayes Social. So come out and join us. It's going to be a great time for the live watch party.
You should have seen Spenny's face right there.
The post-game show, 1,800 Tequila, is an official partner of the Detroit Lions. Very official. Too legit to quit, some might say. 1,800, make sure you enjoy the smoothest taste in tequila, but please, please, drink responsibly.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Neil Rule here for Feldman Automotive. There's 18 Feldman Automotive locations in and around the Metro Detroit area. Of course, we know about Feldman Chevrolet because they are Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. They're one of the nation's leading EV dealers as well. But what if you want a Ford? What if you want a Kia? What if you want a different car brand? FeldmanAuto.com. The steps are all the same. You just go to FeldmanAuto.com, and you can even start the car buying process online if that's what you want to do. It's super quick. It's super easy. I told them, hey, I want to get this car. I had the keys in my hand before the show was even over. Like, that's how quick and that's how smooth it was, and they can do the same thing for you. Shout out to Ryan Palter and everybody at Feldman Chevrolet. Shout out to him.
Eat shit, Ryan.
How did Ryan do this week?
He was 2-1 or 3-0? I can't remember.
Wow,
Yeah.
if he did it again.
Brian Palter
What were
sent me a email with a bunch of different Michigan pictures. It was like the 49-0 graphic.
Yeah.
It was the Michigan national champion graphic. It said hate week. I just sent him back a
Living in the
picture of
past?
Connor Stallions.
Yeah,
Hey,
there
you
it is.
chill on that, man. He's a coach now.
How did you do?
Well, whether you're Michigan or Michigan State, FeldmanAuto.com is the best move to make a car.
Sorry.
I think I went 1-2 because I missed what game? The UNLV game, I want to say. I can't remember which one it was. Friday night. Oregon State, UNLV. Oregon State was getting 7. They lost by 8. They were winning in the fourth quarter. That's a tough way to go. But hey, bad beats happen, man.
Good
That's
for
the way it is.
Poulter. About time.
Yeah, he is. In the chat, Mike G. 1,800 is the official drink of sad drinking the Michigan football season away. That's odd. I was told there would be no fall off.
No fall off.
What are you talking about?
I was told Wink Martindale is an elite defensive play caller.
That's what I was told as well.
I was actually told.
That's weird. That's weird, everybody. You guys want to take the break and come back?
Yes.
We've got a special guest in studio, as we said. Joe Hendry will join us coming up in just a couple
Say
of
his name
minutes.
and he will appear.
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird how that worked, everybody. Tell them about Sabbath Coffee.
I will tell them about Sabbath Coffee, because if you want to start your day off right, make sure T-Mac exploded out of that chair. Make sure you start it with Sabbath Coffee. You can subscribe at sabbathcoffee.com. Use code word Woodward, and your first order will be 25% off. Locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Sabbath Coffee should be your first and last choice when you're looking to start your day. We'll be right back with Joe Hendry.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah.
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports. Let's go.
Hey, everybody. Shop.woodwardsports.com. That's right, the very best in Detroit sports wearables. You want the Boot 'em Kids shirt? It's still there, and we're still selling them, and people are still buying them.
Still booing them kids.
It's still booing them kids, everybody. The Stoke Not Scared shirt, getting you ready for the Lions Super Bowl push. That's shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, 4-time Stanley Cup champion, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat. And in studio, as promised, we are joined by Mr. Joe Hendry. That is right, of TNA Wrestling there in town for their pay-per-view event Saturday night at the Wayne State Fieldhouse. Joe, appreciate you taking some time. Welcome to Detroit, man. How you like it here?
I'm liking it. I'm loving the studio, actually. It's a weird setup. I feel like I'm being interviewed for a job here. You guys are over there and I'm here, but it looks amazing. There's cool stuff going on in the background. Hello.
That's Alyssa.
That's Alyssa. Yeah,
Hi,
absolutely.
Alyssa.
She's famous on the show as well. How you digging Detroit, man?
Well, I mean, to be totally honest, it is very much for pro wrestlers. It's airport, hotel, venue, hotel, airport, and off you go. But I'm here, obviously, Bound for Glory is on Saturday. I got a couple days to check it out. I've got about, 4 or 5 days to convince Eminem to be in my corner at Bound for Glory. So I'm here in Detroit. I'm on site, and I think that'd be the best place to do that.
All right, Em, you watch the show, I'm sure, so check it out, right, D-Mac?
Well, Kenny, you know what? I believe in
Joe Hendry. Hey.
Absolutely. If you say his name, he will appear.
And here he is.
Now, you've been doing this a while, Joe, but I think the biggest thing, and as you mentioned, you're in town, Bound for Glory, Wayne State Fieldhouse, you facing Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship this Saturday. Now, for everybody who doesn't know, like your journeys, you're Scottish, obviously, and stuff like this, but you have you have a real wrestling, Greco-Roman background. Actually, pedigree.
Well, actually, believe it or not, pro wrestling is officially my background. I started freestyle wrestling and Greco after it started pro wrestling.
Oh, wow.
I was sick and tired of losing every single show, and I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to be able to legitimately beat up everybody, so this is what I'm going to do.
Makes sense.
So I decided to get into freestyle wrestling at 26. I won the British National Championship, represented my country at the Commonwealth Games, and in my last ever amateur wrestling match, I did a Greco-Roman tournament, and I won the British Greco-Roman tournament. So I'm a 2-sport national champion, and I did that at the age of 26, and the latter was 30. So
now, did that help? Did your plan as far as being able to?
Well, look at me now. Look at where I am now.
Well, I'm sorry, but we're getting back to the Eminem in your corner. Why would that make so much sense? Well, I don't know if people know this, but I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe is a chart-topping hit, right? All over this country, all over the UK and stuff like this. So you're just asking from a musician to musician, and the fact that you happen to be fighting for the TNA Heavyweight Championship.
Well, that's right. Sometimes I think the title picture feels so empty without me. Sometimes you have to lose yourself to win the championship, okay? And at some point, the real Joe Hendry is going to have to stand up because my name is Joe Hendry. I did not pre-plan that, by the way.
He did.
That is the level of charisma we're dealing with here.
True professional.
Joe, you're very clearly a wrestling god, right? Like some people would be called rap gods or whatever. You're a wrestling god. Just to jump in on there, right?
I mean, what do you mean by that?
Well,
that I wrestle?
No, absolutely.
I do.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Eminem's a rap guy. You're a wrestling guy.
He's
It
a
all
rapper.
fits.
I'm a wrestler. We
There
are,
it is.
guys. We are getting it done. We are getting the work done today.
But Joe also too longest. Correct me if I'm wrong. Longest reigning digital media.
That's true.
Champion.
That's a
which-
fact.
I should still be the digital media champion. You see the numbers I'm getting over here? I should still be the digital media
That's
champion.
what I over here too, Neil, coming over here and doing it.
Yeah.
But back to this championship match
Yeah.
because people obviously Nick Nemeth, right? I had to ask my friend Neil Rule because I said Nick Nemeth is the libero. Do you know what a libero is?
I don't.
That in volleyball, that's got the opposite shirt, the little one that goes around. He can do everything, right? Nick Nemeth's been in the game. He's multitask. But my question to you, it ain't about the wrestling stuff. Frankie Kazarian's a special guest referee. What can you explain to me?
It baffles the mind. It baffles the mind. I will say this: Nick Nemeth is, one of the best in-ring competitors ever to lace up a pair of boots. This guy has been, at the top of his game for a very long time, and he's been one of the most consistent performers we've, quite frankly, ever seen in the business. So to be in this match, it is a huge honor for me, and then to have a piece of garbage like Frankie Kazarian besmirch this title match is very upsetting to me.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
All of Detroit's thinking the same thing, Joe.
Good. Then me and Detroit are going to get along.
Absolutely. KG, what do you got?
Hey, big facts. Joe Hendry, just want to let you know I believe in Joe Hendry, man. I've been beating that drum for a long time, man.
Yeah.
But I got to ask you about your transition to NXT because you hot as fish grease right now. We all know about the song, but you've been doing this for a long time, 10 plus years in the game, through the indie scene, and now we've even seen you on WWE programming, on NXT, going against Ethan Page for the NXT World Championship. Unfortunately, that didn't work out for you, but can you just talk about the transition from TNA to NXT and how that experience has shaped you into what you're going into Saturday?
Damn, I almost detected some shades when he said, unfortunately, that didn't work
Hey,
out
I
for you.
wanted
You had
it to work out for you,
Did you have
man.
to get that in?
I'm sorry.
Did you have to get that
I
in?
got an
You're supposed to
appreciation.
be promoting me over here.
I'm sorry, man. I got an appreciation for all ego, though. I do.
All right, well, he's got his own agenda.
Yeah.
Promoting
Yeah.
all ego Ethan Page. That's fine. Well, you know what? I wrote a song about it. It's called Ethan Sucks, Believe in Joe.
Yeah.
Ethan, put on some clothes. That was the song, all right? Go look it up. But what I will say, it was an unbelievable experience. The partnership between NXT and TNA has been unprecedented in the business. There's a situation where I was literally on 2 TV shows in a very so I was doing TNA, I was doing NXT. I'm in the world title picture for both companies. I'm training full time at the Performance Center. I'm doing appearances all over America at the weekends. It was an insane period of time, but I learned so much from that period of time. I feel like I am 10 times the wrestler that I was a year ago.
Joe Hendry, our guest here of TNA. They are in town this weekend, Bound for Glory. Their pay-per-view event will be at the Wayne State Fieldhouse. Go to TNAWrestling.com. Get your ticket info. They got a ton of special ticket packages as well. You want to sit front row, second row. They have those opportunities. Again, go take a look at it at TNAWrestling.com. Joe, I wanted to ask you this, man, because I've always said this. As a guy who, travels with teams from time to time to do play-by-play and all that kind of stuff, you guys never get the due you deserve on the working side of it, right? Because your body is your ticket. That's how you stay in business and doing what you do. It's just, for me, all the travel. You talked about it too, the hotel, the airport, all of it. How do you deal with that grind, man? Because, again, all the work you guys have to do, your body is your meal ticket. I would imagine that's the first bill that comes due, the bill you have to pay for your body, nutrition, all of that.
So here's the thing. I still live in Scotland, right? So let me talk you through what my week is. On Thursday, I fly from Edinburgh to New York. Did New York Comic-Con for 2 days. Immediately went from Comic-Con, not back to the hotel, straight to the airport, went to Sacramento, did a signing in the morning, went from Sacramento to Atwater, did a show, then we went to LA the next day, did a signing in LA, and now we're up to yesterday, and then I did CBS Los Angeles, and then I flew to here, and now here I am. But look, here's the thing. You ain't going to catch me moaning about that because this is the life we chose and this is what we asked for. And there is a price that must be paid for it. And my view is, the amount of effort it takes to even get on a pro wrestling show is immense. So why not just go all the way? I think it's a speech by a guy, I think it might have been Alan Watts, maybe. He said, go all the way. You have to just go all the way, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, you just commit 100%. When pro wrestling changed for me, I was doing a small show. There was like 200 people there. I did this video on Scotty Too Hotty, and it was the crowd loved it. And you know what? I wasn't signed at the time, and I says, you know what? If this is as big as it gets, I'll do it to the best of my ability, no matter the outcome. And the next week is when I got my call from TNA Wrestling. When you commit, the universe just moves out its way for you. You know, so you just got to go. You have to go. You are going to pay a price. My dog's forgetting who I am at the moment. You will pay a price, but that price is going to be worth it.
It must be the Scottish in us, right? To whatever, like
big karma guy, just like you, D-Mac.
Thing
yeah.
About don't worry about the results. What have you put out to get in? My big question, like you mentioned, and we ran into each other, I think the first time a few years ago over in Windsor at TNA, and I told you my boy Nick Rake, who's watching right now, he believed back then. Right, I'm a believer now and stuff like this. But let's talk.
So you weren't a believer then.
I was.
He doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. He's established I'm a wrestler.
Nobody takes receipts like Joe Hendry, man.
I'm trying to tell you.
Nobody. I love this.
Alyssa, do you believe in Joe Hendry? She can't even hear me.
That's it.
She's not even listening.
Your glass door strong, man.
I thought we were friends, Alyssa.
How about TNA? The fact that it's back and the brand back and stuff like this. What does it mean? Because you've been around the business and for a long time, but to be able to wrestle under those letters and.
It's the best way to. This actually falls on nicely from what you asked before. The best way to deal with the grind is just to do it day by day. And the reason is because if you take a moment to step back and you realize the journey you've been on, and I think about if I could tell 18-year-old Joe Hendry, 17-year-old Joe Hendry, who had in 2007 or whatever year it was, his video iPod, and you could fit one video on it. And the video that was on it was the confrontation between Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe from TNA. I think it was 2006. Probably my favorite moment in wrestling ever. If you could tell that kid that you're going on to wrestle for the world championship at Bound for Glory, it's insane. I remember rushing home from school. In the UK we had the Wrestling Channel to watch TNA wrestling. I remember being on holiday and just sitting there in the swimming pool just daydreaming and thinking, man, what if I could win a title in TNA one day? Imagine that. And it just seems so ridiculous. And just having that kid just having the courage to just go and do it, it's like I'm very thankful and grateful for the opportunities and the way that my life has played out. And I owe it to the people who have supported me, because let me be clear, none of this happens without the fan support. That's all this is. That's all this is. You take away the fan support and none of this happens. We are in this journey together. It's me and the fans that are going to challenge for that championship. So for me, I'm just in a state of gratitude, and I'm giving it my best. On every day I'm giving it my best because it means everything.
Joe, you got a couple more minutes here for a couple questions from the fans in the chat. Steve O'Baby says, Neil, if we're talking wrestling, ask Joe Hendry what his dream match would be and why it would be his dream match. What's your dream match?
You guys know the dream match. The dream match is I beat Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Championship, and then I turn to the camera and I say, John Cena.
Whoa.
That's what it is.
Is he going to be able to see you? I think he will with that championship.
He won't have a choice.
You're going to have that championship because that's the only way he'll be able to see you.
I've proved this year, and TNA has proved this year, that anything is possible in the world of professional wrestling. Can you imagine if that happens with Eminem in my corner? Hey,
that's it.
It's hypothetical. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. DNCENT, Joe is an absolute electric human being. So that one's out there.
Thank you.
People
There's
are
someone
feeling
else
your
that
vibes.
they describe as electric, who I think that I will have a confrontation with one day in the ring.
The final boss? I know you're not teasing the final boss right now.
What would be the point in starting the journey if you're not going to face the final boss? Come on, man.
That's real.
He made a believer out of me.
Hey, and real
let's
quick,
go. All the way.
can I just ask him about that? So, D-Mac brought up the song and that the fact that it's charting on the UK charts and the US charts is absolutely insane. This song connects with people, man, and I didn't realize like how good you were at music. Is this like something that you had a passion for and just you chose wrestling instead? Can you explain your relationship just behind music and why that song connects with so many people?
So I did nothing but write songs for about 10 years. And I thought that I failed in music, but actually it was just training to write that song. That's how I've managed to put it together. It was a conversation I had with my mom, and I said, Mom, it is a shame I failed with music. And she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, you get to do wrestling and music. You're doing both of your passions. And I was like, she's right. And the reason that I did music is because I thought that wrestling wasn't possible.
Yeah.
I didn't know that if you increase your protein and go to the gym, you can change how your body looks. I was a skinny. This was just an insane concept
discovery
to me. Yeah, and then when I found that out, that's when I decided to dive in. And folks, it is never too late. By the way, I didn't start wrestling until I was 24, about to turn 25. I was in a rock bottom place. I felt like I'd failed. I got like me and Ross from TNA were talking about this morning. I got a great degree, did nothing with it. I had no job. I had no prospects. I'd failed with the music thing. I was in debt, credit cards, disaster. And I just decided on New Year's Eve going into 2013, as of tomorrow, you are a pro wrestler. You are a pro wrestler. And I remember looking back and thinking some of the insane things that I used to say. Insane things. On the second day of training, I went in and I said to the coach, oh, I heard somebody here got a WWE tryout. This is me second day of training, skinny kid. And I said, he was like, yeah, someone got a tryout a couple years ago. And I said, so when are they next coming back? He was like, November. And I was like, I'll be on that tryout. And I got a WWE tryout before I ever had a match.
Nice.
My first wrestling match outside of my training school was in an empty arena in front of CM Punk, William Regal, Fit Finlay, Big Show. Can you imagine the pressure?
Big names.
Couldn't imagine.
So I just felt like I've been so fortunate to speak these things into existence. And I remember, you want to know how I got my job at TNA?
I do.
I'll tell you. Well, this is what happened. I said after I did that show, I left out a little detail. I sent a text and I says, listen, I can do this. Give me 3 months and I'll be the most over guy on your show. And if I'm not, you can just fire me, throw me out the door, and we never need to do business again. But you got to give me this shot. And I was there a couple months later.
Spoke it into existence, man. I love it.
And it continue until, so Kenny, we know where he's going. Like he said, that Alan Watts quote, he's going for it all.
It works. Man. It works.
It does manifest.
No, that's what it is. I've been told that by people in the business before, whatever line of work it is. When you decide that's what you are, then that's what you are. And if you got to do something else in the meantime to make it work, but you keep that mindset that that's what you are, then that's what you are. It is that simple sometimes.
I think there's two elements to it. What you do is you speak something into existence, you put it out there, and it does two things. The thing that's tangible is it gives you accountability. So if I say, I've been saying I'm gonna call out John Cena. One day I'm gonna face off with The Rock. I'm putting that into existence. And now I'm going to have to try and do my very best to try and make that stuff happen, because that it holds you accountable. If I say, I have what it takes to be TNA World Champion, I have what it takes to beat Nick Nemeth. If I'm putting those things out there, I now have to do the training. I now have to do the daily grind that it takes to do that. It holds you accountable. But there is that intangible thing of just the universe just moving out your way. If you start to say it, other people start to believe it as well. And there's an energy in that. If you think about it, my song says, I believe in Joe Hendry. I got thousands of people singing that at me. It's hard not to feel like confident when that's happening. And you know what? Like, I've worked so hard, and it just feels like, man, this week we can put it all together and I can start a new era in TNA wrestling as the world champion.
Absolutely, and that will begin Bound for Glory this weekend at the Wayne State Fieldhouse. Go to TNAWrestling.com. They got special ticket packages. You want some MVP type stuff. They have that available for you as well, so hit the website up. Last one here, Joe, for you real quick. Soccer night in Detroit. Big soccer community here in Detroit. Who's your club, Celtic or Rangers?
All right, here's the thing. I do not follow soccer or football, as we would call it back in the UK, right?
Yeah.
But my family are huge Hearts fans.
Okay.
So whenever I'm asked the question, I will by default say I am a de facto Hearts supporter. I don't watch any of the games or
By
anything,
blood,
but
by family
I've been
blood.
told by my dad, he says, son, my dad was having a heartfelt talk with me, and I thought it was going to be a real father-son moment. He says, son, promise me one thing. And I thought it was going to be really important. He says, if you're asked what football team you support, just say Hearts. Just say Hearts. So there you go.
There you go.
Hearts.
Good
Yeah.
man. Joe, appreciate the time, man. You're
Thanks a
absolutely
lot,
electric.
Awesome, Joe.
It's available on pay-per-view, too. If you can't make it down, make sure you buy the pay-per-view. You got a rooting interest right here. Bound for Glory, TNA Wrestling coming up this weekend. Joe Hendry, everybody. Appreciate the time, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, folks. I just want to remind people as well, we have a TV taping the day after. You got to see the fallout of Bound for Glory
Impact.
as well. So the day after, October 27th, we're in the same venue. Get your tickets for that too, because, hey, the day after the big pay-per-view, you know there's going to be surprises. You know you're gonna feel silly if you miss it. Get tickets for both days.
Hey, I'm going to throw this out there last. We'll see you in the Royal Rumble this year, bud.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
hey,
I'm going to throw that out
Number
there.
Never
30.
say never.
I'm just-
Hey, if
I
you're
hope to
thrown
see-
out there,
Yeah.
never say never. I will say this: when I showed up at NXT, it was done the day before is when I found out. I was doing Chris Van Vliet's show
Yeah.
in Los Angeles,
Shout out, Chris.
Yep, shout out.
and I says, Chris, you got to take me to the airport right now. And he was like, why? What's up? And I says, don't ask me questions I can't answer. All right. Then it was the next day. Okay. So who knows? It's never say never in the world of professional wrestling. I'll be on standby.
Woodward Sports believes in Joe Hendry, everybody.
Absolutely.
All
You
right.
damn
Thanks for the
right.
time, my friend. Absolutely
Thank you.
appreciate that. Hey, guys, we're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. By the way, the best gym in the gym game, but you guys already know that, right? Black card option, $24.99 a month. Get you access to every Planet Fitness in the world, over 2,600 of them. Why are you going to pay more money to lift the same weights? Some of you are paying $70, $80, $90 a month for a gym membership. Why? Planet Fitness is it. 50-plus locations in the Metro Detroit area. And again, I've been a member over 3 years. I'll never be a member at another gym. It's Planet Fitness all the time. It's planetfitness.com. Pull in the parking lot, join there. Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Second best.
Second best bar, downtown Detroit. Woodward Sports pregame show. We're a couple blocks from LCA 42 Watson Street. We'll be there again this Sunday. The drinks will be flowing. We'll be talking football. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey will be in the house. The best chicken sandwich in the game. It's the new spot downtown to pregame for any sporting event. Second best. Come get some.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah.
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
How would you like to win free bud for a year? That's right, free smoke, weed, reefer, flower, however you prefer from your favorite cannabis products. At least that's mine. It's your chance to win free cannabis for a year. Compliments of Dispo Dispensary. All you have to do is scan the QR code on the screen, sign up, you will be entered for a chance to win. Don't miss out on the insane giveaway. Sign up today to elevate your game. Dispo Dispensary, your local plug. Disclaimer, must be 21 years of age to enter. Terms and conditions apply.
Lots of love for Joe Hendry here in the chat. Back at it, hour number 2, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter. Yes.
Can I just not say, like, is that not a guy you just want to see succeed?
I'm in.
Like just
Saturday night, I'm in. Full. I'll be honest with you.
Saturday, Sunday.
Wasn't gonna watch.
Yeah.
Saturday night, I'm in.
Check it out. Check it out. Also, too. Stay tuned. Right. I got tickets for this weekend's event, so you'll have to tune into all your favorite. You know, Kenny, I'm going to give you a couple giveaways.
Yes, sir. We'll do it.
Woodward, Spenny, if the heavyweights want some.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to do some giveaways, so let everybody know in the shows who's interested in going to the Saturday and Sunday shows. So you're all set. We got tickets. That was freaking awesome.
It was amazing.
Tomorrow, listen, thanks. Shout out to Ross Foreman,
yes,
who's the man a long time who's facilitating this to happen. Tomorrow we'll have the Hardy Boys. It should be just as electric. That was awesome. That was one of my favorite interviews, and you can't not help, but because everything he says is genuine.
Yeah,
right? You get that. You know what he's got? He's got that Scottish, cool Dan Campbell vibe to him.
He does.
The matter of fact, Neil, like you said, matter of fact. It must be our Scottish descent.
Steve Lehman says, not gonna lie, this is actually pretty cool getting him there in studio. No, it was. It certainly was. But yeah, I'm locked in, man. I'll be watching Saturday night, no doubt about it. But yeah, so again, it's going down Wayne State Fieldhouse. So go to TNAWrestling.com, get your tickets. They'll be Saturday night for the pay-per-view and Sunday night as well. People seem pretty fired up about that as well. I know we got to put some people in the coffin because it is a Rest in Peace Tuesday. Real quick, Red Wings Islanders tonight in their little Lego-based plastic arena that's in the parking lot of a horse racing track. Google map it.
Suck it, Jack.
Google map it.
Suck
look it
Jack.
up. Google Earth it. I'm being factual here.
No, that's
the
real.
Islanders arena is in the parking lot of a horse track. It is.
Yeah.
Look it up. But with all that being said, D-Mac, I'm not going to say it was a must-win in Nashville, but damn, I feel better about it that they won.
Must-win in that. Dude, listen, I'll tell you that, and like it's at the point in the season. I know it's only 5 games in, but I mean, you look at the way that Nashville team, they're 0-5 to start. We're 2-3. Still hasn't seemed like something's off, right? Not a 60-minute game, but found a way to do it. You saw changes being made early in the season. Marco Kasper getting called up, inserted, difference.
Gets a point.
Right, but difference. And I think just, moving Kopp down on the wing and stuff, it gives you more, just different versatility. What I don't see right now is that speed, right? Is that attack? Is that everything seems.
Why do you think?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I got it. Like, I shot a video the other day from my boy Pat, starter at. By the way, which he cleared over five numbers on the Tigers thanks to their winning bet. Anyways, we're in agreement. We got to give them 20 games, right? 20 games to see exactly. And I don't know what the synergy is. It just seems to miss. Now, it was nice to get a power play goal the other day, but doesn't it seem from the urgency from the end of the year, now they're more reacting than they are making teams react to them. So, yeah, they got to fight their way through it. But they haven't. I guess the good thing is that they haven't played a 60-minute game. But the bad thing is they haven't played a 60-minute game.
Yeah, and like, again, they're 2-3. Like, it's not like it's not like they're 0-5 and this thing's over and all that kind of stuff.
You know what it is? It's the eyeball test. The eyeball tests don't pass right now. Right? It
No, that's
does,
fair.
and in some ways though, like the opportunities and the chances, and they're just not cashing in. You hope that changes, but it's just more so that consistency because and also too, we're supposed to be better defensively, and you have these utter breakdowns defensively, at moments, and you're letting in 4 or 5 goals. That just won't cut it. So hopefully this. That's a big, to your point of how you started this, huge win. I was iffy whether they could go into Nashville and get it done because of where Nashville was.
I'm oddly calm.
We own the Preds.
Yeah, facts.
They're stupid. It's because they try to throw a stupid catfish on the ice.
Yeah.
And look
Bite
at
you.
us. We're honky town. Eat shit, Nashville. Country music is only good when I'm drunk.
That's it. And Spenny would ransack your town.
I would.
Oh man.
You would not have.
He'd do damage in
I'd be going
Nashville.
home with 6 of those pink cowgirl hats. I can tell you that. Right
There's
now.
no doubt. You would. That laugh always gets me, dude. You would dominate Nashville.
Oh, I can't.
Absolutely
I'm
dominate.
trying to go to Nashville for sure.
You need to.
Just wear a pair of overalls
Oh god.
and boots.
and boots, nothing
and
underneath.
a cowboy hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Easy access.
Slamming beers.
No,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Spinny, the women down there, chef's kiss, man.
Dude, that's what
chef's
I'm saying. I would do so well in Nashville or at Faster Horses. I would clean up at Faster
No
Spinny
doubt.
at Faster
the
Horses.
way I can drink.
It wouldn't even be
by
fair.
build who I am, but I just can't be around country music that long without going
Well,
insane.
that's part of it.
It is part of it. And I will say this before we go to break. You guys know me. I'm not the biggest wrestling fan in the world.
I'm a Joe Hendry guy.
I had a lot of fun when I went to see D-Mac wrestle. I had a lot of fun when I've been there. I'm a Joe Hendry guy.
Yeah.
That was electric.
There
That
you go,
was-
Spin.
He sold me. That was really good. I like him a lot.
He's an electric factory,
Yeah.
man.
Hey,
Yeah.
wait, do you like him enough? Do you know what? Maybe like Joe Hendry could, like that could be like the heavyweights guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
'cause
sure.
He believes.
I
mean,
believe
the
in
way
Joe
that the way I'm watching Easy, talk about golf now. I mean, it's uncomfortable, so anybody can believe,
Yeah.
right?
I agree. That was an electric interview. Seemed like a great guy. You and D-Mac him and D-Mac just birds of a feather. You guys
No
just
doubt.
exude the same energies and stuff. It was awesome.
It's got to be the Scottish.
Yeah.
Same electricity, man. Tell about Swiss Insurance.
Absolutely. You know what? You know how awesome this is? I'm going to tell you about Swiss Insurance and my buddy Mark Swiss at Swiss Insurance. I was in Oxford. Shout out to everybody at the Grab Cat Brewery. But Mark Swiss was there in the audience. We had a great time. That's what I'm talking about. These are real people that can help. Now, when it comes to your insurance carrier, make sure they're not slipping in a fee. Give my buddy Mark a call. This guy is legit. He's real. 313-530-1698. Or as always, go to SwissINS.com. Tell him D-Mac told you to call.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports. Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? Well, you expand and offer more products to more people. Exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know and trust. Woodward Ave, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford and Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Vroom, vroom.
All right, keep it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, KG, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. I do want to get into this too, because it is Michigan State week.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we gotta talk about this for a minute here.
Yeah, probably should.
I thought that people were trying to avoid it.
Yeah, some segments were. Some segments are.
Can't you blame them?
Well, all right, then let's talk about it, man. Like,
yes.
For real, because Michigan fans are in a tough spot, D-Mac. Because if they win, they're supposed to, right? I haven't checked. What's the line on Caesar Sportsbook?
Are they supposed to this year?
I haven't looked. I know Michigan State was, Michigan was favored.
Yeah,
Michigan minus 3, I believe.
Minus 3.
It's down to 3. Okay.
Yeah, it was 6 before, right?
Yeah, it was 6 before.
It was 6. I don't know how the hell they came up with that number.
Well, that's why I brought it up to see, what the latest was.
Isn't this with new information? Like, I get it at the beginning of the year, you're coming off national championship and whatever like this, but the way the season's played out, you don't have a quarterback, and really you're watching. Do you not, Spenny, as a State, think that you have as great a chance to win this game?
Michigan minus 5 right now.
The writing is on the wall for why Michigan State can win. I can definitely see why Michigan is going to be favorited, is because of guys like Mason Graham and Will Johnson. Like, what Michigan State has struggled in this year is really, not turning the ball over and not giving up these big sacks and stuff. So the defensive line of Michigan is still fantastic. And Will Johnson is one of, if not the best corners in college football. But fuck Michigan. Baby.
Knew that was coming.
Charles keeping that ball together. K-Ron Lynch-Adams going to run through that fucking line. And Chuck Brantley's picking off whatever bum-ass quarterback you pussies decide to line up out there. 2 scores. We're coming for throats this week. We get up for this fucking game. Sorry. But yeah, I can see why they would be favored because of the talent differential.
And just as an impartial observer, which is what I am, because I have no ties to either side, it's got to be a tough spot. And KG, you're the resident Michigan fan on the show.
Yeah,
it's got to be a tough spot for you because if you win, you're a 5-point favorite in the game. You were 2-1, probably 2-1-ish on the money line. You're supposed to win.
Exactly. Just like last week.
But if you lose, KG, you're 4-4. It's officially off the rails. You lost more Big Ten games this season than you had in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
KG, you guys are in a tough spot.
And I've been screaming this for weeks now. Like, it just ain't right over there in Ann Arbor. And as much as I want to give Sharon Moore another opportunity, we talked about it on the morning show. He cannot have a losing season. Like, if they win 6 games, I think his seat should be hot. But if they were to win less than that, then I think he's got to be a one-and-done coach, because everything points to this thing is not being well coached right now. And I understand the personnel hires. I don't necessarily agree with them. I think they're making a lot of mistakes. Kurt Campbell and Wink Martindale, both respectively.
Wait a minute. But that's not what I was told.
My God, are we going to have a real conversation? Or
I am having a real conversation.
All right. Yes, you were told that.
Because I think this adds to the storyline.
Yes, you were told that. And for good reason. It was never supposed to be this bad. And D-Mac, I know I'm going to get to you, but it's just the way this offense is looked, the defensive side, because the defense is what's been keeping us in games, but the offense has nothing, like no activity. The receivers can't get open once you actually have a quarterback that can pass the ball downfield. Donovan Edwards, I mean, we all kind of know the book is out on him at this point. Khalil Mullins has been great, but when you can't get anything going in the passing game, and Colston Loveland, you have one of the better tight ends in the country, and he can't get involved really, it's just been a shit show, and I don't know how else to categorize it.
Yes, Mr. McCarty, you had a question.
Is it ineptitude at coaching, or is it ineptitude at talent? Like the fact that
yes.
you worried about
both.
The quarterback, that the quarterback is so bad. Is it seeping into every other? You mentioned offense, so the fact that Neil, you said yes to, so it's a bit of both or whatever. But the fact, like what we're seeing, remember how we said the residual about Javi Baez being undisciplined in the strike zone, affecting the youth, and why they had to get rid of him to that point. Is this the fact that there's no quarterback, the fact that everybody who looks at it goes, we can't do anything on offense? Is it putting all that other pressure on the defense? So when Kenny says if they don't win this amount of games, it shouldn't be linear like that, right? It should be the test. Is that do they have the talent? No, we know at quarterback they don't. And they're Michigan, and they should. Do they have all this, or is it coaching? Because I can't, so when you say yes, it's both, and they got to figure that out. But what I'm seeing is the ineptitude at quarterback and not being able to figure out who can throw a ball, catch a ball, do whatever like that has really seeped into the rest of this team. And they haven't had the culture to get over it.
And you know what is linear, D-Mac? What is linear is Nick Marsh running down the fucking field for a touchdown.
Stop it, Spear.
You thought Rocky Lombardi and Ricky White were a problem. Wait till you see these guys out there.
Stop
Michigan State's winning by 2 scores.
Stop it.
Fuck you.
Y'all gonna have 18 turnovers. Stop it, man. Stop it.
So
you want to know my problem
is? Mike G says the O-line and QB are trash, right? What is Michigan's... in the history,
I don't think they're trash. They run the football effectively.
It's literally just a
the offensive line has actually been one of the brighter spots.
The quarterback is so fucking bad they can't do it because Colston Loveland's still getting open. Like Samaj Morgan, still a problem in open space, but nobody on this team can hit a guy in a 5-yard dump down. Colston Loveland got overthrown like 4 times in their last game. I felt bad for the guy.
Here's the deal, and Sam stole this from me in the morning show before.
Shocker.
Here's a problem I have with coaching at Michigan right now. Alex Orji's the answer of what the situation is right now, and you go full on Service Academy football.
Yes.
Yeah,
like that's what you do. I can't control what you have. This is what you have. So if you're a coach, stop trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
So that's the problem.
Stop it.
That's
the coaching problem.
Yeah.
Me.
But the fact that Kurt Campbell knew this going into the year and he couldn't draw up anything to even remotely resemble, like you said, Service Academy football, we can't even get that at Michigan. Like it's bad. It's bad.
That's it. Zach Soap in the chat. The Michigan program is the problem.
It sounds like
The true problem's going to be Chuck Brantley when he picks off whatever quarterback you sorry sexy shit throw out there on Saturday.
Well, KG, you have no response to that? You're not calling him a troll? You're not calling him a hater?
Spinny can get his shit off.
No. I'm talking about Zach Soap in the chat. The Michigan program is the problem. You're not going to go in on him, call him a troll, call him a hater?
It's not.
Joe Hendry's got me fired up.
Yeah, I can tell. But
baby, go all in. What did he say? If you're gonna do it, Spenny, do it full bore,
Well,
baby.
no, it's just what I have an issue with on that.
Just
When I say that,
Michigan quarterback's ass.
But Neil,
when I say it, you're a hater. You're a hater. You're a hater.
But Neil, you know it's the tone in which you say things, and
No,
it
fuck
rubs
that,
people the
KG.
wrong
Like,
way.
no,
I'm just telling
tired
you
of the tone in which you say
I'm
it.
just telling you.
There is no tone.
I don't have a
Tone is
problem.
4-3.
I
You could go 4-4.
I don't have a problem
off
with
a
it.
national championship,
And I
you
understand
don't have
that.
a quarterback in the room that can throw a forward pass.
I understand
What, is
that.
that two-tone for you, KG?
No, it's
That's
not.
the reality,
It's
man.
not for me. I'm just telling you how it comes off to other fans. I personally don't give a damn because you calling it like it is. If I say it, I've always given it to you when you're right. And the fact of the matter is, we are stranded. I don't know how this happened. I don't want to necessarily blame Jim Harbaugh. I feel like Ward Manuel deserves some blame in this as well. But the fact that they just didn't have a plan coming from Jim Harbaugh, kind of knowing like, yeah, he's probably peacing out once all this shit is done and he gets the natty. I don't understand it, and it's hard to explain as a fan.
Lumberjack Zach, if MSU beats Michigan, he's fired on Monday. That won't.
No,
that would not be a
you
Michigan
got to
style
give him
move.
to the end of the year. But like I said, 6-6 is pushing it. If he wins below 500, I can't. He can't be back next year. He can't.
You know who's going to be pushing it? That Michigan State offensive line. They're going to be pushing the line of scrimmage when Kayleron Lynch-Adams and Nate Carter run all over these guys. Best defensive line in the country. Oh, we get up for this. I'm excited. I got a free roll here.
No, it's absolutely a free roll.
That's exactly it. Spenny, it is, and that's your problem.
Yeah.
Michigan fans, that's your problem right now. This man's on a free roll, and it's absolutely true.
But we can't even win the games we're supposed to win. So I'll take the win in any way, shape, or form. We were supposed to win at Washington. We were supposed to win at Illinois, and it did not happen.
I was honestly surprised by the Washington one.
Yeah, the Washington one was crazy.
Illinois I kind of saw coming, but the Washington one, I was like, there's no way.
And listen, there's a lot of talent on this defense, but you got to give it to State. They can move the ball. As many turnovers as they have no problem really moving the football. It's just Aiden Childs. He's a young quarterback. He takes a lot of chances.
And he's a turnover factory.
He is a turnover factory.
No, you want to know what my problem is with this game, D-Mac? This is the Steelers-Jets game all over again.
Yeah.
Someone's going to win, and they're going to think everything's okay. That's my problem with it.
I think State has way more self-awareness to the fact that, moving in the right direction. That'd be a big win for the program, but that's just my perception, right? To the fact of not being back, but they know that there's a great opportunity to win here. What you're telling me, Kenny, it's the ineptitude of putting Sherrod Moore, for lack of a better term, is just a martyr here from the top of the Michigan administration to not have this be prepared when Harbaugh leaving, and that's got it. And it's also too, Neil, when you bring up the fact that Alex Orji is the answer and all they should do is go to the
Service
Army,
Academy
the
football,
Service Academy. But is there one thing, Kenny, you tell me, because I'm asking this as a question, honestly, the Michigan fans, is it the fact that but we're Michigan, we can't do that, even though that would be the way to go. We have to do it this other way because we're coming off a national championship and the expectation. Do you think they got caught up in that instead of just saying this is the talent we have and this is what we're going to do?
I can't necessarily speak to that, but I would hope not. I hope you're not so much on your high horse and off this, natty hangover that you really thought that, you see the talent that you have and that you would just go against that, whatever would help this offense be productive. I would hope not, but I can't speak to that.
But you're good on smells though, bro. And how's the smell test on this one?
Because it stinks.
It goes,
it smells like shit. It smells like shit.
To me, more it's like the administration. It's at the top. They should have seen all this coming.
Exactly.
You're Michigan,
and Harbaugh had flirted with the NFL previously.
Who's the AD?
It's Ward Manuel.
So
and like I said, he deserves some blame in it.
I don't know how it works in college. Who's responsible?
He hired the coach. But the ADs always have that way of weaseling out of everything all the time.
They do.
It's never
You know
the
what
ADs.
Colston Loveland's not going to weasel out of? That's a tackle from Jordan Turner or Cal Halliday when he comes over the middle of the field, because Michigan State's going to open a can of whoop ass on these guys.
Tell 'em,
That's all
brother.
defense
Ooh,
is going to
yeah.
walk in Ann Arbor. Dogs are going to be barking, baby.
And the dogs are going to be barking on the pregame show for
Yes.
Woodward
Damn
Sports,
right, man.
everybody. That is right.
So-
Sunday, myself and Sean Belesian will be live at Second Best downtown as the Lions take in the Titans. We'll be setting the table for you. But it all starts at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning with Woodward and Maine. Matthew Broder, he's Matthew on Sundays, I was told. Terry Foster. They prime the pump, and then we bring it home on the New Holland Brewing Company. Pregame show, Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon, live at Second Best, 42 Watson Street, brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters at Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. We'll be in there. We'll be drinking the Tallers. We'll be doing all of it. I see a chicken sandwich in my future, and you guys should make your way out there as well. That's right. We're doing football better than anyone. Certainly doing it better than Michigan and Michigan State as well. When we come back, we'll be joined by our injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce, here live in studio. Injuries all over the place, everybody. Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza now has signature wings. 7 different flavors available. The hot garlic is personally my favorite, but if you want to make that decision for yourself, try them all for a limited time only, so make sure you get in while you can. Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. To find a Soroki's near you, go to Sorokis.com and get some of those delicious wings.
All right, keeping it pushing. Everybody, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. It is Tuesday. You guys know what that means. Our injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce, pays us a visit in studio. And, boy, Doc, the NFL, man. There's a ton going around. I guess the Jamison Williams thing, all right? 2-game suspension, performance-enhancing substances, not performance-enhancing drugs, performance-enhancing substances. There is a difference. And look, Doc, for as old as time, the NFL has kind of been powered by stimulants, I guess you could say.
That's a good word.
Well, I mean, that's what it's been. We don't know. And to be fair, we have not been told. No breaking news has come out. We do not know what the quote-unquote substance was. What's your take, Doc, when you see something like this happen?
I think it's, a lot of times the players are doing stuff that they're not aware of. There's breakdown substances from things they may be taking that may be construed as a problem. Him only getting 2 games, and like you said, it's not a drug, it's a substance. I think it's probably something what wasn't doing purposefully. A lot of these players will be like, well, I didn't know, or I didn't know that was in it, and you got to be careful, especially with him recovering. I don't want to bring up the secret sauce, but a lot of times we got to make sure those secret sauces there's a breakdown product. So when you take something, there's a breakdown product within your system that you can test positive for that you don't realize you're doing. I think he's not fighting it. I don't think he's denying it. I would like to take the benefit of the doubt that he was unaware that these substances would break down to be a conflict with the NFL. Why they tested him, supposedly they're doing more testing. Are they picking on him? I don't think they're picking on him. Does he have bad luck? Maybe a little bad luck. But I don't think he willingly did something that he knew was wrong. I think it's more the case that I didn't realize that would happen.
Yeah, and
does that make sense? Or am I being too vague?
No, it totally does. But we don't know what it is right now. So this is where we're at right now. Is we're having the discussion. And DMAC, as the only ex-professional athlete here in the house right now, I'll flat out ask you, man. It's different today than it was back in your day. However, were you one of those guys that went through the ingredient list of every... See, I try to be all serious and set you up to look good, and then you do that. Then you do it on your own, DMAC. Well, I know the answer to this question. No, you didn't. Is that fair?
You asked the guy who would try anything once or 5 times if it didn't kill him.
That wasn't so bad. I'll do that again.
No, but it's also one of the I think the protocol has changed, and if it is one of these things that we will find out what it was probably, in the way I break it down, outside of what he got at the facility
within the locker room,
right? From what Doc gave me, it was something other, and it could be something with what Doc back in the day. It was like a histamine or something like there was stuff you couldn't if you were on the
like certain cough syrups.
That's it. Like if you're on the NHL's drug restriction list or whatever like that from alcohol and stuff like that. But that was one of the things is that cough syrup would do a positive with different stuff like that. So you have to really make sure. And then now these days where docs say who knows what ingredients it is, and it's something more of not maliciously doing something like going out and it's not like weed or stuff like this. It's something
growth
that he
hormones
took.
No, but Doc, because right away, this kind of dropped before everybody was going to bed, and I was taking a look at stuff of the past, and people were talking about substances like Adderall and stuff you could legit have a script for.
Right.
Now there are protocols in place to where you can still take it because you have your prescription, but there's paperwork that has to be filed with the league and all that kind of stuff that's got to go on. That's why, for the people that, and there are tons of them out there that say, oh my God, I can't believe this could happen. How could you let this happen? People forget this is a 23-year-old kid. I will tell you that I did not have my life in order at 23 years of age. It would be disappointing, sure. You still have to take care of it, yes. But these are the types of things, though, that are out there.
Yeah, I don't think he maliciously did
Correct.
anything. I mean, you don't understand. You refer to when Darren was playing. The sensitivity of drug testing is 100 times more sensitive. They're testing for more things. We're understanding, Adderall and those kind, bipolar medication, things to calm you down, anxiety meds. There's a lot of things out there that are breaking down. Because they didn't say drug, they said substance. I'm not so sure it is a drug. So we're playing with their words, and unfortunately, I don't know firsthand.
Right.
Marijuana has been thrown out there a lot. I don't know if that's actually considered enhancing anymore. I heard they stopped testing in the NBA. I don't know what the NFL's still doing. There's a lot of changes of lifestyle, too. I mean, he's 23, but he also is 23 making millions of dollars and with agents and a lot of people around him. So I can't compare you to him at 23.
Correct.
But he should still have conscious of it. But I don't think he did anything malicious. This guy just has bad timing or didn't get out of his system or, is it a secret? I don't know. I think because he's just taking the suspension, there's nothing to fight. He's made aware of it. Probably one of those SHIT moments, and I shouldn't have done that. It actually doesn't do anything for my game. I don't think at 23, I don't think he's taking anything to make him play better.
Right.
Maybe the guys that are 33 need some of that, but at 23, he should be pretty good.
All right, Doc, let's, in the chat, Silent Service, ask a question. What's up with Montgomery? David Montgomery. How close did we fly to the sun on that one? What was the story there in your best guess?
Well, I mean, they're calling it a contusion or a bruise. I mean, the thing is he went into the tent, so it makes sense. He supposedly had a knee injury, goes into the tent. They probably checked out the function of his knee is fine, and it allowed him to play again. But that bruise, if you do get like a bruise, if you remember, the bruise of the muscle can create more of a problem as you're playing. So you can get like an inflammation or a little bit of blood in there, and your muscle starts tightening up. So that I'm trying to hope that that's better, because if we are to contusion, bruising, it's a little unknown, but it's a quicker recovery. So he could go week to week. But a lot of times the therapist, the training room will be able to handle that, get the blood down, get the inflammation down, use some of that special cream to get him under control. I don't think they haven't announced what he's doing for this week, right? He's not officially out. So
correct.
I would feel, it's not like it's a torn ligaments or anything like that. It's more of a contusion. Let's call it a contusion bruise that, depending on how far he can recover and how, his first step and how he can go diagonal, all that. The cutting is the word I'm looking for.
No doubt. NFL as a whole, I think that Lions fans, we've been out of the game for a long time in terms of being good. That's a fair statement.
The competitive game
of football
right.
in the National Football League. The following words are the expressed opinions of Neil Rule, do not represent Dr. James Pierce in any way, shape, or form. Dr. Jeff Pierce, excuse me. But Doc, like, you look at it, if you're counting on being 100% healthy to win,
it's not
you ain't
happen.
winning. I say ain't for effect. Like, look around the league last night, even. The Bucs, they lost both wide receivers. This is survival. This is Hunger Games, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it's always been, and maybe you're right, we're paying a little bit more attention to the whole thing because we are in the hunt, and we want to know who's going to be competing with us. And like I said last year, we were lucky.
100%.
We were lucky with injuries. I saw a thing on Dan Campbell, and you can probably pull my video of saying he's running them hard in practice preseason, right? But he wanted them running at game 1, not at game 4 or 5. So the injury, he says, well, it's injury prevention also. Let's go full practice preseason. That theory is yet to be proven. We're starting to see injuries on our team, but because he did that preseason doesn't mean Hutchinson had that injury today or Montgomery. It's just, it's timing, it's hitting. It's like they're taking on the Lions like, you're a real contender. We're stepping up. We're not just, okay, we're waiting for the next game. We're going to get through the Lions. It's a fight. Is it Hunger Games? It's a nice example. I don't know if I'd use that verbiage, but it is.
You got to be the last person standing, man.
Yeah, it's going to be that. And there's no, like I said before, there's no mercy like we talked about Ragnow. They're going after his injury. You want to come out here and play? You're playing at 100%. I'm not treating you with a handicap. So it's game on. And we're in the thick of it.
That's a great point, right? And you see that with Zeitler and the question. It's how do you deal with these injuries? I like the fact that coming off last game, Dan Campbell came out and said, Frank Ragnow having this, but played one of his best games that he'd seen and stuff like this. So it's about the maintenance also, and about that special sauce you always talk about. But guys got to figure out how to get back out there, and it's the next man up mentality. With Hunger Games, next man up, whatever it is, you're gonna go through it. We talk about it every year. Availability.
Yeah, I mean, we're proving. I mean, I've never heard anybody talk about the Lions like they are now. It's refreshing. Like, I'm getting calls from people from Philadelphia and Tampa and all
scared.
that. It's like, you got a team up there. We're fun. It was a fun game on Sunday. It was like, I had friends in Minnesota. I mean, what a great game to go away to. I mean, they're proving it at a lot of levels that we're building a championship team. You still got the Chiefs out there that are just, like my son said, just kick them out of the league and let everybody else play. Give them some trophy and let everybody else play.
Well, and the reason I kind of bring all that up as well, like, you look across the league, the San Francisco, we talked about the Buccaneers last night, losing Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, boom, boom, done. The 49ers, Brandon Ayuk, a torn ACL and an MCL. At the same time, Deebo Samuel has pneumonia and remains out indefinitely. Christian McCaffrey has not played this year.
Shout out Ricky Pearsall, waiver wire god.
That's Doc. This game.
I got to call myself out on McCaffrey because I thought he'd be back by now. So there must be something there because that guy's a beast too.
What's your again total not affiliated guess? Don't know anything about the situation. I keep hearing calf.
Yeah, like it doesn't make sense.
Correct.
I mean, a guy like that, there's got to be a complete tear or something more concerning. Like even if he tore a muscle, he should be back with what's left of it. So I don't know. I mean, I praised him on all his plyometrics and all his different way of training, and I'm calling myself out. I mean, I used him as the golden child of how to train, and for the younger kids, look at what he's doing. So I don't know. I don't know.
But that proves to the bigger point, Doc. Like, you brought up the Dan Campbell training camp regimen. DMAC, you've talked about your exploits on the ice as well. How about this? How about there's just nothing you can do in this league? How about that? There is
when it's 100%. Listen, it's not 99%.
It's total.
Available. It's a total. Everybody will be injured. Which, like, if you step back to see that, it's always, to Doc's point, is he's just thinking, what is the prevention, or what can I do to prevent this injury? And if he's gobsmacked, and not because he hasn't seen anything, but there's something underlying even more that you're talking about Christian McCaffrey that he's dealing with, or some of these guys. That's why it's so important, is that when you ask about David Montgomery and about guys, the contusion, okay, so it's a treatable, can play. It's something that's not going to hinder him if he gets injured even more, right? It's structurally. That's is that not?
Yeah, I mean, I think structurally his knee is fine. It's what's going on around it, and it's gonna be a game day. Changing direction, exploding out. He can't be 50%. Can he be 80%? Yeah. Will he play at 80%? Yeah, they're fun to play with. You pick on what's his face from the Raiders. Our friend. Can we actually say his name? Aaron Rodgers' new buddy. I mean, hamstring, he can't play. All of a sudden, he's playing, and they still didn't win. But I can't.
Is it time? Here's my take, real quick, since you're here. On Aaron Rodgers. I think I've told you this before, actually, so I'm not setting you up here. Tom Brady, total sellout of his body to the game. Wrung every second of playing time out of his body. Through the training, the man didn't eat meals. Aaron Rodgers, in the meantime, does golf and peyote trips.
Whoa. I mean, okay, keep going.
Yeah, and peyote trips and darkness retreats and all that kind of stuff. He didn't. Because I was on this about him going to the Jets just was never going to work because he doesn't sell his body to the game. Does he train? Sure, Doc, he trains. Does he put in the film work? Sure. Was he a great player in the game? Sure. But I think that in order to play, when you get past 40 in this league where we're just talking about
people are going for your head.
Total injury rate, 100% total injury rate. If you want to play at that age, Doc, I'm convinced you have to sell your body to the game, like Derrick Henry does, like LeBron James does, like Tom Brady did. Am I way off on that or no?
Tom Brady, it's hard. He's the pinnacle. He's not the standard. I mean, he's the top. You've picked out everybody who's the top. Is it fair to treat him that's where his level should be to be successful? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate on you. I mean, I think it's a little unfair. The guy has proven himself. He's taking a different method. He's taking more of a mental method. Mental toughness is as good as physical toughness. Mental smarts at this age is just as good as, he needs to have a baseline. There has to be an infrastructure of his body and his recovery and his preparation for his body to play. His elasticity, his collagen. Like, if we want to get scientific, his elasticity, collagen, his makeup of his body, of his muscles, of his ligaments, of his joints, of his, he needs to do certain things he didn't have to do 20 years ago. Is he doing that at the level he should be, which is I really think what you're pointing at? We can
Correct.
pick on him. No, I don't think he's putting that full commitment in. Is he doing it from a mental standpoint at a higher level than anybody else?
Sure.
Yeah, he's exploring some other way to do it. He's trying to do it the Aaron Rodgers way. I'm not Tom Brady's puppet. I'm not Tom Brady's, he's not my idol. He's another guy that's played at the same time. I'm doing it the Aaron Rodgers way. Can I win 5 more Super Bowls to catch up to him? No, I'm not going to. But I'm going to be who Aaron Rodgers is. He's a different breed. He's a different mental status. He's not sitting in Tom Brady's shoes. He's sitting in Aaron Rodgers' shoes. And everybody, all the listeners, if they understand what I just said, everybody's got their own shoes to live in. You can't judge him until you're in his own shoes. And even when you're in their own shoes, you still got your mental brain that has your morals, not their morals. And that's a life philosophy lesson right there. But
come for the injury, stay for the life philosophy.
It's true though. I mean, it's the younger kids. When we say it as an old person on the back nine to young people, like even like you guys. Well, Darren's around my age, but even like yourself. I mean, right now is a learning moment. You can't. It's great to boister out all these opinions, and everybody on Woodward Sports has their opinion, but you're sitting in your own shoes, never living in their lifestyle. Like growing up on the streets is different than growing up like Seth Curry. You've got a different attitude. You got a different group of guys around you. We talk about Jameson. I mean, he's got a different lifestyle that he grew up in, and he's going to mature through it, right? And that's, did he make a bad decision? Did he have the upbringing? Did he have the schooling? Did he have, 2 parents? I don't know his history that much, but when you add all that stuff up, like Darren was saying, you got to take 100% of the picture. You can't take snapshots and judge people. And that's what, I'm mature enough to try to take that 100% look. And, I've had a lot of talks with greats. Like, Gervin's probably the one who's influenced me the most. That you got to understand. I mean, he came from the streets. Yeah. And you have a different mentality. You don't have the Cranbrook school and the car and not worrying. Like Shaq told a story, which is when they caught me. I'm rambling right now. You okay?
I do want to hear the story, though, yeah.
Shaq tells a story about his dad that, he had a bad game, and dad calls him after the game. He goes, you don't understand the pressure I'm under. And he basically said, F you, meet me at 5 a.m. Did you hear this story?
Yeah, I did. I saw it on social media.
I mean, I just want to bring more attention to it, that we don't understand what pressure is.
Right.
Pressure is wondering if you're going to eat, if you're going to be... that's real. This is still a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. So keep it in perspective. Don't sit here and whine about, I have pressure on.
Yeah.
You do have pressure, but is it life-changing pressure? I'll end with that.
No, yeah. Hey, we're going to do the mental episode. Certainly that's one that we have loading.
I mean, I probably chat quiet down as I did that.
No, but Doc, as always, we appreciate the time, my friend. Thank you.
Doc.
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate that. Yep. Dr. Pierce, everybody, every Tuesday right here on Big D Energy. Mark White, tell them about it, Spenny.
I will tell them about Mark White because, Mark White has the best deal in the game. He will save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right. I said $5,000. Mark White. Visit him at markwhitesales.com or call him at 248-290-8242. Again, that is Mark White. He'll save you up to $5,000. We'll be right back.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Neil Rule here for New Holland Brewing Company. And look, you guys know I have a deep love for New Holland Brewing Company. It was only enhanced by Taller, the Dutch long drink, which is New Holland Brewing Company over there on the west side of Michigan, by the way. Their small batch gin mixed with a grapefruit puree. It's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely life-changing. It is absolutely delicious. New Holland, local company, west side of the state. They got a dope logo. I got to get a hoodie. I got to get a New Holland hoodie. I have to. Their bourbon's great as well, just on a side. But again, they're doing it better than anyone, folks. I'm telling you this. New Holland Brewing Company. You see their stuff in bars everywhere. New Holland Brewing. The Dutch long drink Taller. It'll change your life. Facts.
And what about Katie Kayla?
Well, hey. If you're going through some tough times, tough personal times in your life right now as we get a little bit serious, divorce, family, child custody, family law, anything of the sort, KDK Law is the play. You're probably losing sleep over it, right? KDK Law is 24/7 availability. KDK Law, 10-plus years experience in the game. Whatever your situation is, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law, guess what? They probably dealt with it before. They know the steps to take. But they can't help you unless you ask. Go scan the QR code on the screen, mention Woodward Sports. KDK Law will pay your filing fee. But, guys, that's not what this is about. It's not about getting a filing fee paid for. It's about getting the squad that will have your back, and that is KDK Law right here in Birmingham. All right, final segment of the show. Man, we cooked today.
It flew.
That was awesome.
We cooked. Shout out to the Pistons. Yeah.
Yeah,
Michael
jam-packed.
Blackstone, Executive VP of Basketball Ops for the Pistons. Of course, Mr. Joe Hendry as well of TNA.
Baby.
Yep.
I'll be watching. I'll be locked in.
Yes, sir.
I may snag 2 of those tickets from DMAC. We'll see.
Well,
No, they're giving them away.
We're giving these away. They'll be giving away some on the heavies out here tomorrow. Wake Up Woodward.
Yep.
Do some giveaways for both for Saturday and Sunday's events and stuff where you can go down to. Ross said if you wanted to go, we'll hook you up.
He's got it? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ross,
Good to
Shout out
hear.
Ross,
Shout
man.
out also
Ross Foreman.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ross Foreman is the guy. I may hit you up on that. I may have to slide
Absolutely.
down there. I
If
got
you
a
wanna
text from my
go
son.
with Rake and I got an Eloise thing on. Oh, anybody who likes the haunted houses and stuff, come on out to Eloise Saturday.
Okay.
D-Mac's going to be in full gear.
Yesterday was your anniversary?
Oh, my first goal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you see? Did you?
Yeah, I can grab it.
I threw it to you in the, if you want me to break it down real quick.
let's check this one out.
Give me a second to grab it.
Yeah.
So yesterday would have been 31 years.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, when I watch back 31 years ago to, or as you pull it up, 31 years ago, my first NHL goal, and I'll break it down. There's the one thing that really hit me when I watch this again. But back to the Eloise thing, yeah, multitasking Saturday. If you're into they're having a big night, but I'm getting dressed up. You got to wait and see. Actually, tune into Fox 2 around 10:30 Friday morning. You might see me all garbed up. But it's Halloween season. Let's go have some fun. But Sunday, you want to go with Rake and I?
You guys are going. I might have to go Saturday.
Okay,
but I'll hit you up.
But if you want tickets, Ross will hook you up.
I will for sure. I'll look into it for sure. You still remember that day? The day of you remember everything about it or no?
I remember the play.
Yeah.
Right, like when you go back and stuff like this, I remember the play. I don't remember. I just remember, like, when you look back, it's 31 years ago. I had the CCM and I had the Moulet just flowing and stuff like.
What was the best brand? CCM, Bauer, later the years Warrior,
Dude,
Nike.
So there's also comfort. Like the Nike one was comfortable.
Yeah.
Right, but I would probably say that like the Bauer one, with the durability over the years.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Coho.
That they had all those ones. Remember those Jofa ones?
Jofa, yeah, absolutely.
Do you remember how you felt after that first goal? Did you feel vindicated that I'm here? Like, how did it feel?
That was like the first first time to have that through the body chill, like it was like you can never take it away, no matter what happens.
If you got cut tomorrow, you scored in the league.
Absolutely.
We've talked about that before.
Got 1 goal or whatever like that. I still got the plaque with the puck on it. They gave you a plaque, and because it was I scored. It was assisted by Keith Primo and Sean Burr.
Well, D-Mac, like we've talked before, and like when we have guys, we've had guys on here from Motor City Rockers or whatever that are doing it, and like I have a different I almost have more appreciation for the guys that did it once or whatever, but damn it, they got there once, man. Like that's
hard to do.
Lived out their dream.
Yeah. No matter what you say, they were there. They were in the arena. I remember the first NBA game I did. I said, man, no matter what, I got there.
Yes,
Here
sir.
it is. D-Mac, take us through.
Oh, there we go. So turnover at the line, over to Sean Bird. Look at me streaking down the right side. Boom.
Oh.
Short side glove.
Shorty.
Through the leg.
Bob Asenza.
Bob Asenza, that
Yeah.
it is, who eventually later in this year was traded in. But as you'll see sort of in the replay, that's a scorer's goal. Look at that blue leg. Right here. This is 55 and junior, Kenny, right here, right? Don't give it to me right in the shooter's spot.
Oh,
Lean into
got
it.
him.
That was
Boom.
a sniper.
Big
Yeah,
Sully,
man.
And shout out Sean Burr there, rest his soul. So there's Vladian on my first goal too.
Keith Primo out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
31 years ago. Wow.
Crazy.
When did it hit you? Because it didn't look like it hit you when you're skating back to the bench. When did it hit you? You're like, damn it, I scored in the NHL.
I think it does. Like, watch when you get a moment like where you're skating out of the pile and you see at the end here when you're right here when you're going by yourself and it's like here I give it a little
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
I'm here.
Because you didn't let the boys know. Like
No,
you
no,
tap
you can't
the hand. You can't let the
know,
boys
dude.
know. But yeah, you look up
But
at
the
the
boys
scoreboard.
are just as excited.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It is.
awesome, man.
Thanks for sharing.
And here we are together.
And
Who'd
here
have
we are
thought it?
together.
You and Joel Hendry.
I can still
hang
score
out
that
together.
goal in the alumni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to be pumping one. I'll try to pump. But usually,
That's
see,
what D-Mac's
like now,
pocket.
Neil, if I'm going to take that much time, I'm going high cheddar. Right? So I'm going to buzz one tower on the shores, you guys.
That's I love it, man.
There you go.
All
All
right.
right. Well, we missed rest in peace. I forgot to I am out tomorrow. As a matter
Oh
of
no!
fact.
So no top 5.
Yeah.
We can save top 5 for Thursday.
Yes. You in Thursday, D-Mac?
Yes, I am.
All right. Top 5 Thursday. Rest in peace Thursday.
Sound good.
We'll get everybody
Double,
on
Do you
fire.
know who's in
double
for
decker.
you? Sean, probably?
Sean's. I think
Sean
it's
or
going to be Stick.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Since,
perfect.
since you won't be here
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow, we can skip the wrestling top 5. Do you want to do top 5 fears? I think that was the one from last week that we said we were going to do. Top 5
for
fears.
Thursday for Halloween.
Top 5 fears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we got the Hardy brothers coming in tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Hardy,
Hardy
boys.
Yeah.
Brothers.
Hardy brothers.
Hey, right.
Spinny learning. He
I'm
learning.
learning.
Yeah, I like it.
So what are we going
I
to do
know
for the
Jeff
top 5
Hardy.
for Thursday? What are we doing?
You want to do fears?
Top 5 fears.
I thought
Yeah.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because then we got to do top 5 Halloween candy for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to.
You have to.
Yep.
That's a staple.
Yep.
So that's what it is. Top 5 fears. All right. Love it.
Look good.
Love it. Remember the wrestling moves one, because I think that one could be entertaining.
Oh, no,
Got you.
I'm a big
pull
moonsault
that
guy.
out. We can pull that out during war games. whatever.
Yeah.
I know my top
We'll keep that
two.
one
I
in the
know my
chamber.
top two. My top 2 are Walls Jericho and 5-Star Frog Splash for sure.
Oh, the 5-star frog
Dude,
splash is
Montez
fire.
Ford, like that's the whole thing. I have like an all-time and then a current that you can watch.
Yeah.
Right, but the Montez Ford frog splash.
No, he does it very well.
Cobra
epic.
Clutch is in there too.
People talking top 5 fingers. We did top 5 fingers, didn't we?
We did top 5 fingers.
I wasn't here for that one.
You,
if
that
y'all
was
did.
that was
early.
BK.
Yeah.
Before
That
Kenny.
was BK.
Yeah, we
for
were
sure.
BK before.
That was BK. Yeah, that was one of the first ones.
That was an elite one,
Yeah.
by
That
the
was a
way.
great one. Yeah.
Hey, careful! I'm getting overtime right now.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
For D-Mac, for KG, Spencer Raxter, thanks for tapping in Big D Energy. Well, see you later.